Hey folks, Sylvius here. I'm here on Leaf. I'm kinda hoping that I can finish up with this Mammoth Badger task. We're actually gonna go back there and buy like 2 regular spears, I think. That's not the shop. That's the that's the skill trainers. Whoops. Okay, yeah, so we're actually going to go to the shop and buy a couple of regular spears because I only have 2. I can drop off those enchants. Actually, we don't need to do that because there are frost trolls where I'm going. So we'll just get ours the natural way. Let me get on my donkey, and we will continue on our way. So there we go. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping to finish this. I have, as I auto-click, killing in the name of. Yeah, we need 115 more badgers and 121 more mammoths. I think we can hopefully do that in one video. I really hope we can. I'm gonna take these rocks and use them. gotta show them who's boss. Alright, so yeah, let's get to it. Infernal Legion is actually a pretty solid name for your guild, I have to say. So yeah, I just wanted to get down and finish this. As my I don't really have a dedicated topic for yammering about today. The Durashian journey will begin in 15 minutes. Good to know. However, I did want to mention 2 things. So, as everybody knows, I work at this gas station, right? Like, everybody knows that. Okay. So, moving on from the gas station I work at. Because we have this, like, sheet of... It's like a piece of paper, right? And it contains information on all of the, like, promotional items. So it's like, it has a list of discontinued promotional items. So, like, ideally everybody would read this list and be like, okay, so, you know, the ice cream isn't on sale 2 for $6 anymore. So when I see a person buying a single one of them, I'm not going to keep, being like, oh, by the way, there's a 2 for 6. Because we're supposed to do that. It's called upselling, in case anybody didn't know that. The idea is that, like, when somebody's buying an item and there's a quantity for, like, certain price kind of thing, you're supposed to tell them about that so that they buy more. It's debatable how, like, effective of a business strategy that is to me. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing something, but to me, it seems like if we're selling one item for $5 or we're selling 2 of that item for $7, wouldn't you want everybody to buy just 1 of that item? Because, like, whatever our profit margin is, like, I don't know how much money we're making per item, but like, let's say it costs us, like, $3 to manufacture that item. So we sell 1 of them for $5, and we make a $2 profit. We sell 2 of them for $7, and we make a total of a $1 profit. We sold 2 of them, but we only made $1 total dollar of profit. Seems to be that way. I don't really know. It just seems like ideally you'd want to sell an item at a higher price to make additional sales. Especially, like, I mean, I could see it if people wanted to buy 2 of the item or something like that. I don't even know. Whatever. Just ignore everything I said. Anyway, though, so yeah, we have this list. It contains the discontinued items, the continuing promotions. So, like, I don't know, like candy bars are buy one, get one free, and they're going to stay buy one, get one free for the next period. And then we also have a section for, like, the new ones. Part of the problem is it doesn't really tell you, like, what the items are. So, for, like... You know, I think most people understand what, like, you know, a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi is. But if it just says, like, medium surge, like, I've got no idea what that means. Surge, by the way, is a, like a Mountain Dew-esque soda. That's more, like, popular in the southern United States, apparently. And medium, like, refers to the size of the cans. But, yeah, like, you would definitely not know that. So the list is slightly less useful than it needs to be. But, yeah, so I happened to, like, glance at it as I'm, you know, try to do. And I saw something on it. It was called, like, it said, like, Dude Wipes, 2 for 99 cents. So I was like, that's a weird product. Alright, whatever. So I, like, you know, I sign on. We had to take this actual survey on the computers, and it was like you get paid to take the survey. Like, you're on the clock while you're taking the survey, I should say. And I, like, definitely wanted the company to know exactly all about my opinion of the company. So, like, I was excited about taking this thing. Exeter Con. Yeah, I was like all sorts of excited about taking this survey. It was like, yeah, it was something I was really wanting to do. And I couldn't figure out how to do it, though. So, like, finally, after giving up, I could not figure out how to get it. Like, the first thing it told me to do was to go to, like, this website. But we don't have a internet browser on our computer at work. So I couldn't figure it out. But anyway. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. Look at all that meat. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. I'm attacking the wrong one, by the way. Whoop. I threw that into the wrong spot. No! I gotta spread the ham. How much is that? Do. Wow, that's a lot of meat. It was a meat explosion. So yeah, I mean, whatever. So like I couldn't figure it out. So I finally get out to the register, and we have at the cash registers these boxes. They're like little tiny boxes. Trying to think of what I can describe them as. It doesn't really matter. They're little tiny boxes, and they're labeled dude wipes. So I'm like looking at them, and dude wipes are, as best I can tell, biodegradable, like scented wipes for guys who have problems with oozing, as far as I can tell. Which is just like the most horrifying thing I can think of. And the most embarrassing product we can sell. They're like, actually, I took a picture of it on my phone. Hold on, let me get that up real quick while I'm running this thing. Can I, you know, I might pause in an effort to see if I can, whoops. Well, I just banged my phone directly into the side of my keyboard. That's probably great for it. Yeah, I'm gonna email the dude wipe picture to myself, and then I should be able to post it up here. Okay, I gotta. There we go. Whoops. Nope. All right. Well, that wasn't my email address. There we go. Email. Send. All right. So I should get that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, I'm back. That was surprisingly difficult to do for some reason. I tried emailing it to myself and it didn't work. But anyway, so that is dude wipes. That is the box they come in. They're little, like, single-use packs, I guess. I don't even know. And it says dude wipes. Legit dudes only. And hold on. Toilet paper plus dude wipes equals king of the throne, with a toilet with a crown on it. And it says, also sweet for your face, hands, pit, and your dude regions. Directions: tear open, unfold, and wipe. Dude. I can't imagine ever buying that product. Oh, hey. There's just two mammoths standing next to me. That's good to know. Yeah, like, I can't imagine I would ever... I mean, like, alright. I can't imagine I would ever use that product. I can't imagine I would ever go into public and buy that product, more importantly. Just like... and then, yeah, it's an item we're supposed to upsell, and because they leave it at the register, I'm supposed to, like... The idea of anything left at the register is that I'm supposed to be like, oh, by the way, we have these. Do you want one? They're 2 for $1. So, we had to keep upselling those to customers that would come in. So, like, we figured it was reasonable to limit it to only men to ask for this if they wanted to buy this. But yeah, so like every guy that came in, we had to be like, "You want to buy some dude wipes? They're 2 for $1." And everybody's like looking at them and being like, "What are dude wipes?" I'm like, "Well, I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know. The less I know about the existence of dude wipes, I feel like the happier of a human being I am. So we'll just go with that." Yeah, it was just like, I can't believe this is a product that exists. Dude, I have all these ideas for, like, products every now and then. And I always think to myself, this is kind of go off on, like, a minor tangent, actually. Back in, like, 2008, I took a business course at a community college near here, right? It was actually, like, a really interesting thing, and it was pretty, like, informative and all, but, one of the the projects in it was like we had like a practice program. If anybody remembers a while back, like 5-6 Leaf videos back, I did that Leaf video where I was showcasing the like Forex market thing. We had something like that, except instead of the Forex market, it was 29 of them. Yeah, instead of the Forex market, it was. This is, by the way, a huge waste of my time. I'm all trying to like finish this task quickly, and instead I'm just killing. I'm just throwing meat around on the floor. Whatever. I apologize. It was the same thing as like that practice Forex program, except it was with the stock exchange. So you had like $50,000 to buy fake stocks essentially, and it followed the actual like stock exchange prices and stuff like that. So it was pretty interesting. At the same time, I also like paid for all these community college courses on my credit card, which was fine because I was making like a boatload of money at my job because I was like working a bunch of hours as a supervisor and making a whole bunch of money. And then 2008 was the financial crisis. Started in September 15th with Lehman Brothers declaring bankruptcy. That's like the official start of it, which is hilarious because September 15th was in fact my birthday. So like the worst financial crisis to ever hit the United States since the Great Depression happened on my birthday. Happy birthday, me. Yeah, but so that happened, and then my hours got like drastically cut, and all of my like supervisor, like I used to work as a supervisor from like 5 p.m. to midnight was my shift, and I would do that like 3 or 4 days a week, plus like 1 or 2 regular shifts. And then they decided like managers needed to start staying until 8, and like staying until closing at least a couple times of the week. So my supervisor hours went from being like 3 to 5 times essentially, 5 to 12 to like 8 to 12, and then they decided that they were gonna start closing the store early. So the store started to close early. So yeah, my like financial situation ended up being a wreck back then, which was awesome. With that though, we also had that whole thing where I was just saying about how like the fake stock market program was. It was cool to be like, I'm not even attacking this guy. It was cool to be doing like the stock market stuff right as the stock market was like crashing horrifically, because then you got to also experience the joy of like watching all of your well thought out investments just die furiously, which is what like basically happened. Yeah, it was actually like a really annoying, depressing thing. But anyway, we had a project during that where the idea was that we were supposed to like, each of us were going to like propose an idea for a product or service that we would sell. And then everybody would in the class would like kind of vote on like the top 5 or 6 of these, and then we would form groups of like 5 or 6 people and make like an investment proposal. Like if you were at a, like a Shark Tank kind of thing, if anybody knows what I'm talking about with that. You're like, this is your proposal that you would give to like a group of investors trying to get them to invest in your product essentially. And I actually I struggled pretty much with it because in my mind, like any product that people would want to use either already exists and like somebody has made it, or there's a reason why it doesn't exist. And I feel like there's a good chance I spoke about this in a previous video, but I'm gonna continue blabbering anyway. Like the one group wanted a like an exercise sweatband thing for their head that like just stays cold so that you're like cool all the time, which makes like tons of sense. Like sweating is one of the most annoying things about exercising and is basically one of the sole reasons why I never ever exercise. So like not sweating and not being uncomfortable and like sticky and hot would go a long way for me to consider ever like doing real kind of exercise. On the other hand, though, I feel like that has to be obvious to everybody, and a product that just perpetually keeps you cool seems like it should already exist. And if it doesn't already exist, there should be a reason why it doesn't already exist. And like because I have a basic understanding of like chemistry and stuff like that, I can actually like talk about this topic. So like if you had a headband, for instance, that you could stick around your head, and it keeps you cool, you'd basically do that like in one of 2 ways. Through a like air-conditioned refrigerator like type thing, where you would need some kind of like motor with a compressor on it, basically. And those are like relatively large. and they require like a power source. So if you were going to do that, you would need to like either have a huge battery pack plus a compressor strapped to your head at all times, which probably strikes me as uncomfortable. The battery, I don't know how long you could keep a small compressor running via battery, but like the battery would probably have to be recharged. Furthermore, when batteries discharge their energy, it generates heat, which is the opposite of what you want in this hypothetical product. And compressors, like air conditioners and refrigerators, also generate heat as a byproduct of like doing what they do, which is why you stick an air conditioner in a window, because it pumps the hot air outside and the cold air inside. And if you've got a portable air conditioner like I do, you like run that hose to the window and it shoots out the hot air that way. It's also why a lot of air conditioners can also be functioned as heaters, because what it just does is it like reverses the vents essentially, and it pumps the cold air outside and the hot air stays inside. So like you're going to need a compressor that's going to generate heat somehow. You're going to need a power source, which is also going to generate heat. You've got a power source that's going to like potentially run out. And then like refrigerators aren't supposed to be like turned on their sides. So something that you're wearing like while exercising probably is going to need like additional construction and stuff like that. So you're going to end up with like a 30-pound thing strapped to your head, generating a whole bunch of heat from the battery, blowing hot air away from you. Or you're going to have to like plug it in, which is still going to generate heat, but at least not as much as the battery. So like that's not going to work. And the only other option would be a like some kind of chemical with a that like utilizes a endothermic reaction. For anybody who doesn't remember that, endothermic reactions are reactions which absorb heat, basically. So in this case, like you'd have a chemical in it that you like you know the glow stick things, you like crack them and then they causes them to glow. You'd have something like a chemical in your headband that you'd like crack, or you'd mix something else into, and then it would cause an endothermic reaction. The problem with that is that like most chemicals that cause like strong endothermic reactions tend to have like other kind of problems with them, like being like flammable, being highly toxic, being like carcinogenic, being like cancer, you know, like just a whole bunch of like horrible like corrosive. So, like, long story short is you wouldn't want to use those, like, you wouldn't want those things on your head. Also, you'd probably need to, like, you know, again, the endothermic reaction isn't going to be long-lasting either, so you're going to have, like, additional ones of these packets. And then there's a good chance that, like, you're going to end up getting, like, frostbite from your forehead or something like that, which is going to suck in its own special way. So, long story short is, like, I just don't believe this product is going to exist. And that was ultimately not one of the products that I believe got voted on. In a makes me feel better about myself kind of sense, the product I came up with was actually voted on, and it did so like because it was my product, I got to pick my own like group essentially, and we did my product. My product was a like a programmable TV remote control with like a touchscreen. So it was basically like a premium grade remote control that had like a whole bunch of extra functions in it, and could also be like programmed to function as a cell phone. Remember, this was like 2008, the year that like the iPhone was just coming out, kind of things. So basically, my idea was a smartphone, because like that was the thing we wanted to do, serve as a phone, and also have like voice recognition. That was the other thing we wanted it to have. So that's why we made it into a phone initially. We wanted it to have voice recognition, so that you could like say change channel to whatever. And then we figured, since we're already putting a microphone into it and we're already like making it a high-end like premium product, we might as well make it also function as a phone. The idea though was that it would like tap into your house phone. We also did that because, like, you know how, well, it's probably less common these days, but people would always lose their phones when they had cordless phones, and all the phone chargers had a little like a button on their base that would make the phone ring. And that also happens to TV remote controls a lot. I actually, like I said, I have that portable air conditioner in my room, and it's got a remote control to like turn it on and off. and I have no idea where that remote control is. And I would love to have that remote control because it's on the other side of my room, and I got to turn it on and off when I do videos. So having that, so that I can just, like, once I finish this Leaf video, just turn my AC back on and not have to walk all the way over there would be awesome. You can't win them all, though. But, so, since we wanted to have, like, a base stand for this, and it would need to be, like, a chargeable battery on it, we figured since it's already got a base stand, you could just run a, like, a phone jack into it like you would an old, like, cordless phone. Those people that still have house phones. I know. It's a crazy concept. Well, so yeah, that was the idea. So basically, though, my idea was, like, the precursor to a smartphone with, like, a voice activation software, kind of like Siri. It wasn't a virtual assistant like Siri is, but... So yeah, it was this, like, super programmable, basically smartphone idea that my idea was. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself, because, like, that product actually kind of exists now. Of course, now it's less of a... It's not intended to be a phone, a TV remote control. It's intended to be a phone that also functions as a TV control. Like my cell phone, I have a Samsung S6 Edge, I think. It does control my TV. It's also hilarious to use it to control the TVs when you're inside of like grocery stores, like going to Walmart, and just use your cell phone to constantly turn it on and off their TVs. Or turn their volume up really loud. It's kind of fun. Yeah, it did make me feel a little bit better on that. Also, just on the, like, the world validating my my, like, opinions and stuff like that. I don't know if anybody watches them, really, but I did one of my, like, political videos a while back called, like, Radical Islam, Why Call It That, or something like that. And I did it right after the Orlando shooting. For anybody watching this, like, significantly far in the future, there was a, like, terrorist shooting in Orlando, Florida. 49 people killed, 53 injured. Good enough. So I did it, like, soon after that because, like, everybody on the Republican side of things... I'm not trying to make this into a political thing right now. I'm just telling this story because it you know, it, like, validates my opinion in a certain sense. The Republicans were all saying, like, we need to call it, like, say that we're at war with radical Islam. Obama didn't want to. It's this whole, like, stupid thing in politics. And what I said is that it's all just, like, purely politics. It has no meaning. And one of the things I specifically said was that, you know, if we call it, like, radical Islam, it's not going to make, like, the soldiers fight better. It's not going to make the bombs more accurate or more explosive. It's not going to make, like, us inflict, like, less civilian casualties. Our tanks aren't going to, you know, be better. Our intelligence agencies aren't going to be able to do it. It's like, exactly zero effectiveness on the, like, you know, the strategic or the tactical sense. That sucked. So, it was just, like, you know, that was kind of my thing. It was just, like, you know, and it's just purely a, like, political game kind of thing. It's, like, you know, whether or not we call them terrorists or fundamentalist or whatever we want to call them, it's not going to make a difference into how effective we can fight them. And then, like, a day later, Obama had a press conference where he said exactly the same thing. Like, I think his quote was something along the lines of, I wasn't going to bother killing that deer, and then I did it anyway. His actual line was something along the lines of, like, it won't serve any kind of tactical or strategic, like, purposes, and it's, you know, he was like, you know, it just, it's pointless. And I was like, yo, it's kind of cool that, like, a day later, you know, even if you don't like the president, you know, even if you're a staunch Republican, having the president still, like, basically word for word repeat your argument is kind of awesome. It's just kind of like, yeah, go me. Woo. It was just a cool moment. Validates my opinion a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like, I don't know, just was kind of awesome. I was all like, yeah, go me, go Sylvius. Woo. I'm wasting so much time with this meat stuff, but it's, like, surprisingly fun. I have a screenshot actually. If you like click on my last video thing, you'll see it's like a list of all my screenshots for level ups. I also on Sylvius I have like screenshots for like most of his skill ups and like magic level ups. For achievements, I have like pictures for like first dragon scale males and like first dragon shields and things. And also like first notable monster kills. But yeah, I also have one where when I was tasking, I think I did it on Doubt Out actually, not Sylvius. When I was tasking here, I made this whole like elaborate checkerboard pattern of meat. And then I used meat to make like a pattern around the side of the thing, and then used the meat to spell out the words LOL WTF all over the place, which I thought was kind of funny. Dude, you know, like whatever keeps me entertained is how I look at it. Like whatever. If I'm having fun, that's all that matters. I mean, like, what can you do? I suppose I could, like, you know, treat this like a job, but if I treat this like a job, I might as well be botting. Isn't that what the botters do? They treat Tibia like it's a job. See ya, honey, I'm off to work. Sits down at Tibia. Turns on their bot programs, and then what? Like, probably just starts... I don't even know. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I did try botting once a long time ago. Long time ago, not on this account. You can't delete me. Just for the record. This was like, had to have been like 2005 I tried it. Back then, the bots were like way less elaborate in what they were capable of doing. So, the like bot program, I think it could run up and down the stairs, but that was basically like all it could do. And it wasn't good at like actually keeping you alive. So I just ran this bot program and then ineffectively hunted monsters like pointlessly. And then also just sat there at my computer the whole time, like watching it because I wasn't confident it wasn't going to kill me. I did that for like an hour and then was like, you know what? This is stupid. This is just completely stupid. The bot, though, I think it had a thing where you could see through the floors, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, though. Yeah, so I did it for like an hour, and I was just like, man, this is dumb. You know, the reason why I did it, though, was because, like, this was especially back then where it was, like, harder to level up. Because it was pretty hard to level up back then. There was all these high levels, and there was all this, like, cool content, and there I am, like, struggling to get past level 30. And I just, like, I wanted to try and experience all the cool things that Tibia has to offer. Because, like, I like exploring in Tibia. That's one of my favorite things. And exploring is, like, ultra dangerous. Because you never know, like, you know... Are you going to go down the staircase and it's going to be filled with Dragon Lords and you're just going to die instantly? Is it going to be one of those, like, you know, holes that you can't rope back up from? Those are a lot less common nowadays, by the way. Those were, like, an older thing. There's that place in the Ghostlands where, like, you drop into a room and a gate, like, blocks the stairs and you're in a room with a giant spider. like Tibia is kind of dangerous to just be exploring when you don't actually know what you're doing. But exploring is, like, my favorite thing in Tibia. And, like, seeing all these new cool monsters and, like, fighting all these new things and, like, going to all these new places is, like, my favorite part of Tibia. And, you know, I'm always, like, struggling. Botter power abusers are always, like, keeping, you know, preventing you from going into the hunting spots you want. Like, there's all this kind of crap going on with Tibia like that, and I figured, you know, just, like, look, I was probably going to stop playing at that point, and actually that's what I did end up doing. Like, when I was like, botting isn't working, I ended up just not playing for, like, 2 years. So I was like, dude, look, like, I either try to, like, bot to get a cool level so that I can do some fun things, or I just stop playing. And since botting sucked, I ended up just stop playing. It's actually something, like, I've kind of always wished I hadn't done. Like, I wish I could, with a clean, like, bill of conscience, be like, I have never botted. But technically, for 1 hour, once, I botted. In an Anchorman tomb, by the way, too. I'll never do it again, by the way. Since then, Sylvius... Well, it wasn't even Sylvius that was the one that did it, but... Since then, I have never cheated in any way, shape, or form. Never abused a bug, never used a program to, like, you know... This also was back when, like, there wasn't an ambient light setting. So there was light bots. I never used a light bot. I never used an aim bot for firing runes because you couldn't. I don't think you could fire runes through the battle window. I think, or it might have just been you couldn't do it against players. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, never cheated in any other way. And ultimately, I eventually, Sylvius is at level like 165 now, which is kind of impressive. I think it's impressive. It's higher level than I ever thought I was going to be. To be fair, Leaf is also currently a higher level than I ever thought I was going to be. I remember when I first started to play Tibia, a friend from school was like the one that was like, yo, you should try this game. And he had me playing on Sakura. And he like set me up with some equipment and stuff like that to start with. And I remember him being like, yeah, I'm kind of like a high level, and him being like level 60. And I was just like, wow, like level 60. That's crazy. Like level 60 is nothing now. Like, no, you're like, oh, I got my main is a level 60. Everybody's like, lol, you suck at the game. Now even like level 160 isn't really all that impressive either, to be fair. I still think it's kind of impressive because I didn't like cheat at all to get it, and I think that's actually impressive. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what the cutoff is for high levels. Like, can I consider Sylvius to be a high level? Can I like really be like proud of his achievements, or is it like just kind of like meh, anybody can do that? I wonder sometimes. Actually, if anybody would comment on that one, that would be awesome. Because I'm genuinely interested in the topic, the answer to that. Is level like 165 considered a high level? Is that an achievement I should be proud of, or does it just not matter? And then if it doesn't matter, well, actually, regardless, what is considered a high level then? Like, is it 100? Is it a 150? At what point can I be like, yeah, I'm awesome? If I haven't hit it yet, I haven't hit it yet. If I have, I'd like to know when it was. That way I can act like way more overbearing and like full of myself all the time. Be like, well, I'm all like level 165. Don't talk back to me. Just do what I say. I could start telling people to leave my hunting spots instead of leaving when I see other people in my hunting spots. Because that's what I currently do when I see other people there. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go hunt these monsters. Oh, wait, somebody's here. Never mind, I'll just come back later. It's a little different on Leaf, though. Well, also, to be fair, I feel like the respect for other people's hunting spots is a, like, more of a pressing concern when you're a higher level than, like, low levels. Like, low levels, multiple people can kind of hunt in this area effectively, for instance. I don't necessarily need this whole place to myself. If somebody else wanted to hunt here, that would be perfectly fine, I think. I'm wasting so much of my time with this. I'm sorry. I'm a bad Let's Player. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to take that hunting spear and use it. Oh yeah, I'm using a hunting spear. I don't think I've ever actually used a hunting spear as a weapon. I'm actually doing that mostly out of necessity, and not just out of, like, novelty, because I'm down to 9 rural spears. I swear, last time I hunted here longer, and I hunted here, like, more effectively. Like, I'm spending a lot of my time throwing meat around, as opposed to actually killing things. And I swear I was using a lot less spears last video. Now I feel like I'm using way more than I was. It's a mammoth. I have never been to the, I think it's called the Mammoth Shearing Facility. Never been there. Probably never will either. A whole bunch of mammoths, a whole bunch of elephants, and a whole bunch of witches doesn't really sound like a fun thing. Elephants don't drop money. Mammoths do, which is nice. Elephants drop tusks, but those are really rare and almost not worth the effort. And there goes my hunting spear. We'll switch to those stones that I picked up earlier. Do. Alright, is there, like, no mammoths over here? I thought there was mammoths over here. There's a lot more meat in this area, that's for sure. I'm sorry, ham. There's a lot more ham in this area than meat, is what I meant to say. Wow, the stones are less ideal than I was expecting. Yeah, for sure. The stones are pretty disappointing as a weapon. Ooh. Yeah, at this rate, I'll kill this mammoth by tomorrow. Let's, can I, like, kill the polar bears a little bit better, I suppose? Jeez. God, they can't even kill the polar... Wow. Small stones suck. I guess they're only used for training, I think, is their thing. I obviously, you know, don't train. I'm a premium player. I get the access to the offline trainers, which is, the way to do life. We're slowly killing him. Probably could have killed him faster with fist fighting at this point. Boom. God, it's still not dead. This is kind of absurd. I should try to go kill something harder with this. Maybe something that auto heals while we're at it, like a Hydra. I'll go try to hunt Hydras with small stones. We'll see how that goes. Oh man, black HP, finally. Alright, switch to the other mammoth. I'm just using them until they run out. Then I'll switch to my my 3 remaining royals, and I guess we'll leave at that point because I'm almost out of spears. Well, while this is happening, I'm gonna drink some Snapple real quick. When you like just talk to the computer like this, you're like dictating. You're not necessarily conversing. I try to speak as if I am conversing in like tone of voice and like mannerisms, but I'm not. I'm just like dictating my words to a microphone essentially, which is strange just in the first place. But it is notably different from holding a conversation because I don't pause to allow another person to speak or input, so I talk uninterrupted. Which is why I do an awful lot of, yeah, and, like, trying to remember what I'm talking about. Because, like, usually when the other party is speaking, you do a little bit of, like, your advanced planning of what you're going to say next. And I have no opportunity to do any of that. So, I also, like, I laugh when I lose my track of thought a lot for the same reason. But yeah, because of all that, it's a very strange process. Like if you haven't done this before, it's like a really weird thing. I suggest everybody should try it at some point. Like even if you don't have a microphone for your computer, your cell phone probably has a microphone. So like hop on your cell phone and then just like provide commentary while you're playing the game to your cell phone and then listen to it afterwards. Like don't put it up online or anything like that. Just do it to see what it's like. It's a really strange process, but because you don't rest your voice at all, it like dries out your throat annoyingly. So like your throat kind of gets like sore and uncomfortable, and it just generally kind of an unpleasant process. And I get the double whammy of needing to keep my air conditioning off while I'm recording because it gets picked up by my microphone. So my room just like immediately starts getting really hot, which sucks. All right, let's kill these badgers and then see what I'm at on my killing the name of task thing. Killing in the name, you suck, Mr. Mammoth. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You're not doing it. How about now? There we go. Alright, now let's check. Killing in the names of. Killing. Badgers. Oh, man, 237? 244. Hold on, I'm going to actually end my video recording real quick so I can see how long we're at. But I think we're pretty long at this point. We were at, what did I actually just saw it. We were at, and now it won't tell me because it's processing. I think we're at 39 minutes at that point. You guys obviously know how long we were at that point because you can just look down at the YouTube, like, playback bar and know exactly where we're at, so moot point for you guys, I suppose. But yeah, so I feel like I'm just going to continue because it's a very small amount of additional mammoths I need to kill and badgers. So I'm just going to finish this task. This might end up being a slightly longer video than I wanted it to. If I hadn't spent all that time throwing around meat and stuff, probably would have been finished faster. I apologize. I suck at life. It's the story. What can I say? Let's exit a con there. Oh yeah, 4 gold. I'm not gonna bother. Meat! Throw it! Throw the meat! Can't control my need for the ham. Ah! Must throw it everywhere. There's a real possibility that I'm crazy, I suppose. I'm still like functionally crazy, I suppose, at the same time, so it's fine. I'm not like howling at the moon yet. I think keyword there being yet, but I think I'll be fine. Ugh. I hate when things die on top of other things. Especially when they drop delicious ham. Ham! That's actually one of the things I liked about Kralos, is that the meat products drop there, you actually have to cook them. It's an interesting concept, because it's weird that I'm just eating a whole bunch of chunks of raw ham. Also, mammoths are basically elephants. And I don't know what the name is for elephant meat. I'm not sure if people eat elephant meat. But ham is the name for pig meat. Possibly boars, too. I'm not sure if people... I think people just refer to it as boar meat. Same kind of thing, though. It's like... Same kind of thing. Ham is not the meat that you would get from a mammoth. Nor the meat you would get from a lion, which is another thing. Or the meat you would get from a bear, which is another thing that drops it. It bothers me when they change words. I've always wondered, too, why are paladins in Tibia called that? Because we're basically, like, I guess we're kind of paladins, because we have a divine, like, attack magic, and that's sort of what paladins are known for. Although I think that's more of a, like, a priest trait than a paladin trait. Paladins usually have, like, limited self-healing and, like, self-buffing abilities in most games. And then some, like, deal extra holy damage against, like, evil-type enemies things, but... More importantly, paladins are also, like, heavily armored frontline warriors that smite evil with, like, you know, their holy longsword of justice or something like that. Not archers. Rangers are archers. Rangers also usually have, like, decent enough, like, melee potential, which paladins in Tibia also have, like, decent enough melee potential. And rangers also have, usually, like, divine magic, but it's limited to, like, nature-type things and, like, you know, controlling animals and healing and stuff like that. I've always wondered why, though, they call it paladin. Like, knight makes sense, although, I mean, I probably would have called it, like, warrior or something. By the way, there's my phone going crazy. What do I got? 2 emails in a row. That's what I got. Hey, okay, so it's the dude wipes. I tried to email the dude wipe picture to myself when I did that, like, 30 minutes ago, and it never came, so I thought I had accidentally emailed it to some random person, so I emailed it to myself a second time, and it also never came, and they just both came in the email now. Little late. Ended up sending it to myself via GChat, Google's chat service that I use. Do. It's also why that whole, like, it hurts my throat kind of thing is why I occasionally just go do. Because I need to pause from speaking or my, like, throat's gonna fall out of my neck. Not really. That would probably be terrible if that happened, though. Alright, let's get that. Come on, die, Mr. Mammoth. There we go. So now I can attack the mage-type enemy. Corn cob. Oh, yeah, I got the corn cob. I'm overflowing with corn cob now. Do. On the topic of the dude wipes, by the way, one of my coworkers, we sell, like, condoms. One of my coworkers went, oh, hey, I'm out of spheres. Alright. That's annoying. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. One of my coworkers went to the back and got a whole bunch of the condoms off the shelf and then just put them down next to the dude wipes, which was kind of hilarious. The manager yelled at her, though. She wasn't allowed to do that. Alright. We're going to head back. I don't really want to be wasting my enchanted spears. So we're going to head back. How close am I? Hold on. Killing in the name of 53. Yeah, we're going to head back. I'm not going to be able to kill everything, and it's going to take too long. I'm actually just going to run past everything, I think. Yep, I'm just going to run past everything. Sorry, folks. I wasted a whole bunch of time playing with meat. On the topic of dude wipes, I spent way too much of my time in this video playing with the meat. I just got to get my hands all over it, though. I don't know what to say. It's just it's a compulsion I have. I gotta play with the meat. Quick, go, go, go! I'm gonna die, probably. I'm being an idiot right now. Oh, you know. I don't play Tibia to be, like, as efficient as possible. I like to hunt certain things that are just fun sometimes, and I like to play with meat every now and then, too. It's not a strange hobby. Lots of people play with meat, I think. Probably. Probably. Until somebody gives me evidence to the contrary, I'm going to assume this is an entirely normal pastime for a person. And that I'm not doing anything strange. Alright, I'm going to kill that badger, though. Or I'm going to try to, and then miss. There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. We will kill all the nice little badger friends over here, though. Because my badger kills were less than my mammoth kills. And because this video is already kind of long, I'm just going to run it back and we'll resupply for the next video. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight to my house and then I'll log there. Technically it's Dao Dao's house, but whatever. I should actually check Amera to see if there's any better houses than this really tiny one. I did want a house in Svargaron, though, because I'm going to be in Svargaron for a while. I mean, right now we're still doing Mammoth. I was about to say Mammoths and Badgers, but Mammoths and Badgers. But after that, it'll probably be like Bone Beast and Helheim, or also Bone Beast at Ramoa, depending on which one I decide to do. Crystal Spiders and Ice Golems are here. The Quora Scouts are here also. Well, anyway, folks, that's it for me. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook. I'll see you folks later. And Distance Fighting. Off we go.